Thank you. Peace and blessings. This is Lisa Marie Goodson of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy, Ancient African Wisdom for the Modern Sister. Peace and blessings. So I'm not sure if you are all going to be on a live stream tonight, or are we doing it on a call? Because I would like to just do it on the live stream. I think it's better for us, and I think you all like that. So I hope that's true. But if you are not coming on soon, then I know that you are going to do it on the other phone. So I'm just going to wait and see, because I thought last week I said from now on we're going to do it on the phone. So let's just see. But if not, because I see no one is still coming on, so what I'm going to do is get my computer and see if you are all coming on a computer. So I'm going to wait a few, and I hope, because I thought, you know, I've been gone for so long, and it's been so nice to see you on live stream. So I'm just gonna wait. Okay, Camila has joined. Hey Camila, how are you? Hey Camila, I didn't get a chance to get in touch with Fahima. Did she tell you all that the call was gonna be a group conference call on the phone, or did she say a live stream for Monday? If you know, Camila, let me know. Hey sis, how are you? Hey Camila. Hey Brianna. Okay, we're joining. This is good. This is good. Welcome everyone. Welcome. So this is our last month. This is our last month in the group Wild Woman Who Run with the Womb. I hope it is not our last month, because I really want to, you know, I created the mastermind group, the wonderful Blackberry Beauty mastermind group, Mastery Now. And y'all, you know it's going to be more than an ocean. I'm in a new place, new time, new space. So, hey, I didn't get it. Oh, I didn't get it. Okay, good. That's okay. So great. So you're here. And I just wanted to make sure, because I know last month I said that I wanted to do the conference calls for the last month, which is December. This month, I wanted to do live streams. I think live streams are great. You get to still ask questions, but you actually get to see me as well. So I hope that helps out. I just saw that you were live. Okay, good. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's what it should be. That's what it should be. So what I'm going to do is, hopefully we're going to give everybody a few more minutes to come on, and and we'll decide on how we're going to do it. But let me just say hi, everyone. So yes, you know, I am in North Carolina. You see all the blank walls because we don't have any furniture yet. Our furniture is coming. It's actually, you know, we had a moving truck, and it takes like 8 to 10 days, and it left the day before we left. So I had to buy this table and this chair that I'm sitting on, but I'm loving, loving, loving North Carolina. The weather is beautiful. You know, it's sunny every day. It rained yesterday, but it's like 55, and it's cold. It got a little chill, little more than California, but not much more. So it makes you feel alive. Like I can already feel all the wonderful things that are going to come out of me just from being in this environment, and the newness of moving and this whole idea. So this week or this month in the group Wild Woman Who Run with the Womb, we are focusing on the series called Sacred Relationships. And I think that this is the most fitting thing that we could talk about series for the December intensive or December series, because it's the end of the year. And so it's like it gives us a chance to review all our relationships and decide what do we think about them, and decide if we want to keep them in our lives, and decide if they are staying going, if they were good, if they were not, what we could have done better, what we really want. Because a lot of times, you know, you think you know what you want, and then you may ask for it, and then you may get it and realize, well, no, that's not quite what I wanted. And really, when it comes to relationships, I think it matters. I think it matters that we know what we want. And I think it matters that we know what we don't want. And I think we have to continue to create relationships that give us what we want. So let's see. Loving your earrings. Thank you. Thank you, Camila. Yes, I got these made by Sister Nakia Dillard, and she's actually on Facebook, and I love her style. Most of the jewelry I wear is from her. So let's see. Candace, you just joined. How are you, Candace? So yes, this is our Monday. Well, you know, we do the conference call, but for our last month of the group, we're doing it live stream. So live stream is good. Plus, I ain't seen you in a while. I've been traveling, getting here to North Carolina, and I'm finally here. Yes, I'm starting over now. I'm so glad. Candace says, hey, sis. So again, so we're in our December series, and the December series is Sacred Relationships, Holy and Sacred Relationships. And so today I want to talk about that. As many of you know, it's an hour call, so I'm going to do the same thing I do if we were on a conference call. I'm going to speak for the first 30 minutes, and then we're going to ask questions for the next 30 if you have any. But what I like about Facebook live stream is as I'm speaking, if you have questions, ask. We don't have to stick to that rule of me first and then you. We're talking about holy and sacred relationships. So let's establish that the relationship is that you get to ask me a question. If I say something that resonates with you, you have a question about something, we're going to make it happen. So you look so pretty. Thank you, Candace. I appreciate it. Y'all cut my hair. It's actually kind of like a high top fade, but yes, last night I actually just 2-strand twisted it, and I'm going to let it out tomorrow and let it be a little crinkly. And yeah, it goes with my new attitude because, I'm having a new relationship, and I'm having a new relationship with moving and with transitioning and with moving forward. And so let's talk about our relationships. Let's talk about why they're so important. Normally when I start this series, I always talk about the relationship with yourself. And as the 4 weeks progress and as the month of December progress, we are going to talk about the relationship with yourself. But tonight, I really wanted to talk about the relationship with another, or relationship with others. I know for a lot of us, as many of you know, I am in North Carolina. I did move. We got here on Thursday morning. So we've been here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So today is our 5th day. It seemed like we just came yesterday. It's interesting when you move to a new place, a place that you visited a few times, you still feel like, that your apartment is a hotel and that you don't really live here yet. It just feels like it's a beautiful visit. But the fact is that this beautiful visit, we actually live here. Like, that's even better, like to put that out there. But I realized with this move, I was thinking about this today, would this move have been more exciting or as exciting if my husband wasn't with me? If my husband he really got the physical move together. I may have had the intuitive nudging. Remember how I talk about the divine masculine and the divine feminine? And I said that we both have the divine masculine and feminine within us. And I described the divine masculine or divine feminine as the one who has the idea, the intuitive nudging. And I described the divine masculine as the one that does the action that makes it happen, right? And so together, your divine masculine self, your divine feminine self is actually making something happen. That is the most divine relationship. So when you understand that those things are happening within you and understanding how to balance those two parts of yourself, then it'll be really easy to have sacred and holy relationships with anybody, with everybody in your life. So let me see. Your hair is cute like that. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that. So let's talk about this idea of the relationship and sacred relationship. I realize that I've been talking to you all for so long about this idea that we both have this divine masculine and feminine. And it's about balancing the divine masculine and feminine within. Now, you know how I feel about the word balancing. So I say acknowledging, understanding, and knowing the divine masculine and the divine feminine equally. Understanding, knowing, and acknowledging the divine masculine and feminine equally. So not that they always will be equal, meaning that one part of you may be deeply into your divine masculine or for months or weeks or days. And you may then be deeply into your divine feminine for months, for weeks or days. But it's the equal acknowledgement that both are important. I think that the reason why a lot of us maybe feel like we don't have good relationships, or that we failing in relationships, or that relationships are not good for us, or we don't have good ones, or, because I know a lot of us want to move, and it's relationships that's keeping us from moving forward. And a lot of times it's not that it's not true. It's that in us, we're not using the sides of us. See, even though it's the divine masculine outside, so even though it's your husband or your spouse or your man or your boss, And we talk about relationships with the feminine, with males or females. It's your job, it's the place you live, it's your children. All these are, you're having relationships with all these things. Now, what I want you to do for 1 minute, just for a second actually, I want you to think about all the relationships you have in your life. I want you to think about the relationship with your employer, the relationship with your mother, father, spouse, relationship with your children. I want you to think about all the relationships. And then I want you to think about what kind of relationship, how would you rate the relationships? Would you say that the relationship is good, bad, or indifferent? So just go through maybe 5 major relationships in your life right now and just label them good, bad, or indifferent. Either they're really, really good, you love them, they're not great, you don't like them, they're bad, or they're just you don't feel no way about them. And once you get that together, hey Tiffany, how are you? So once you get that together, I want you to think about it and then say to yourself, if you have relationships that are not good. So I just said bad, but I'm gonna say not good. If you label any of those 5 major relationships, you can have 5, 7, you can have 2 in your life as not good, then think about what's not good about it. Is it not good because you're not getting what you want out the relationship? And that makes the relationship not good. If you're not able to get what you want out of a relationship, then I would put that in the not good category. So people drop me something. Great, how are you? I'm wonderful, sis. I'm in North Carolina, Tiffany, and I love it. We've been here. This is our 5th day here, and we're loving it. Loving it. So ladies, when you think about your relationships, again, good, bad, or indifference, and then once you realize, then you think about the relationship and you say, okay, so if I'm having a not so good relationship with my husband or my spouse or my lover or my partner, think about it and say to yourself, how do I fix that from the inside? If I'm not having a good relationship with my employer, how do I fix that from the inside? How do I fix that divine masculine if that person is a masculine person or male, or how do I fix that divine feminine within if that person is a female? You know why it's so beautiful? Because it gives you the power. So let me go back. So you know how I always talk about the balancing and the understanding of the masculine and divine masculine and feminine within you. I know that I must have really believed that. I know that I must have done the work to understand both of the sides of me, because my husband really was the divine masculine on an external level when it came to the move. I came home to him and had the idea, let's move to the South. But he was the one that found the moving truck, that found the vehicle, the service that transported our car. He was the one that paid, the rent, the last month's rent. He was the one that every detail, bought the tickets so that we could actually get on the plane so that we could go here. He was the one that got the apartment, make sure we had the apartment when we got to North Carolina. So he was the one that did the action. But every day I have action too as a divine feminine. My action was getting in the bathtub every day. My action was running every day. My action was visualizing us getting the car, truck to move, getting the transportation to move our furniture, getting the transportation. I visualize it. Getting this beautiful apartment that we're in right now, I visualize that. I was doing my divine feminine work. I was seeing it. Divine masculine part of me don't necessarily see it. They create it, they do it, they make it happen, because I think the divine feminine is the creator and the divine masculine is making it happen. So what part of you is out of balance? Are you focusing more on your divine feminine? And are you not focusing very much on your divine masculine? And so, or vice versa, are you focusing too much? Are you too much in your divine masculine where you're not having those intuitive nudgings, where you're not listening to the messages, where you're not hearing spirit talk to you? You're just go, 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 go. This is important. If you get this together, you will always get what you want, because you will always know which part to ask for and which part will give you what you need. So I really do feel like I have a sacred relationship, because you talk about things, you hope your theories are right, but when you see it manifest, when you see yourself go from one place, Oakland, California, to another, North Carolina. Like, I'll give you an example. When we talk to people like store clerks or cashier people that are cashiers in their stores, and they say, oh, did you just move here? Because, we always buying a bunch of stuff for the home. And we were like, yeah, we did. And we're like, well, where are you coming from? And I will say, California. They go, oh, my God, all the way from California. What a big move. But like, I asked them where they're from, because a lot of them are not from North Carolina. And they'll say New York, New Jersey. They don't think it's as big a move. But it is. But to come from California, so it makes me realize that those big moves really make room for the smaller moves. That it's important that the big move is what's waiting for you. You think that you need to do this or do that. You think you're not ready. You think that I should be frightened. I don't know what's ahead, right? I don't know how it's going to turn out. But the big move is waiting for you. But the only way to get to the big move is to create that sacred and holy relationship between the divine masculine and the divine feminine within yourself. Now, I'm going to stop because I want to make sure you hear me. So far, so good, because I'm going to go deeper. Are you hearing me? Do you kind of get what I'm saying? Drop a yes in the comment box if you do. Greetings, Erica. How are you? Hey, Angela. Angela is on. I'm so glad. So, y'all, this is our Monday conference call, but only it's a live stream. And for the rest of the month, all of our Monday inspirational calls, our Wednesday instructional upload, and our conference call, the second one, will all be live stream. We're not going to do the call. I think we should do the face-to-face, or at least my face to your writing. Erica says, yes, ma'am. Candace says, kinda. Okay. Camila says, absolutely. Good. Candace, I'm going to go a little slower, and I'm going to tell you maybe if I let you know where I'm going, I think that's going to help you. Loud and clear, says Angela. Great. I think that's going to help you understand where I am and what I'm saying. So Candace and everybody else, think about it this way. If you want something, like whatever it is, and I'm going to use the example of, let's say you want to move. Because on some level, everybody wants to move. When I say some level, it may not be a physical move. It could be a spiritual move. It could be a mental move. You might want to, go from a bachelor's degree to a master's degree. That's mental, right? You may want to learn some skill you didn't learn before. That's a mental move, right? You may want to think about something. You may want to change your spiritual belief to another spiritual belief. Mental move or spiritual move, right? So, but it could be a physical move. You may want to move from, where you are to Atlanta, Georgia, right? Physical move. The thing is, I think the reason why we're not moving is because we're not quite understanding that it's not, who are you? This you that's moving. Is it Candace moving, or is it the masculine and the divine feminine in Candace that's moving? Because it really is. It takes two to create. Even if the two parts of yourself create something for your one self, it is still the two that's creating. So Candace, I don't know if it was you, but I know you were concerned about your children's father not being happy about you moving to Atlanta. Do you understand? That means that there's an issue within you that needs to be cleared up when it comes to your divine masculine, because you're having resistance on the external with the divine masculine. You're having issues or challenges from the external part of your masculine side. But it's not really him. It's not really outside there. It's really in here. Like, that's the beauty of it. It's really in here. Candace says, yes, yeah, you get it. So sis, how do we balance? How do we balance? Okay, great. So Camila says, how do we balance? So this is it. First of all, I'm gonna break down those three things I said, and we're gonna break it down now. So I said, first, acknowledging. If you don't understand that you're always, everything you do, every decision you make, whether it's the decision of, should I wear this blue scarf or this red scarf? Should I take that road or that road to work? Should I go on that day or that day? All of that is, if you acknowledge that those decisions that you're making are coming from either your divine masculine or your divine feminine, or the balance of the two. So it's acknowledging that they exist. Also, the acknowledging is understanding that any decision you make, if both of those parts of yourself do not have a say in a decision, if they're not working together in a decision, then you probably won't get it. And if you do, you might not be happy. You know why? When you know how we ask for something and then we kind of get it and we go, but it's not what I thought, or I'm not as happy as I thought I would be, or I'm still feeling the same kind of sadness or unhappiness that I did before this new thing happened. I believe that it's this idea of the relationship with ourselves that didn't get balanced, that we might have listened to our female side that's had the intuitive nudging, which is the thought, the idea, that, oh my God, I feel like I should move that way, intuition, right? But we didn't allow the masculine to play its side. We didn't move forward with it, or we did move forward with it, but we moved forward with it thinking, I'm getting away from this masculine person. So I'll give you an example of it. I've seen where people will be in a relationship and they want to move, but they're in a relationship, and so they move anyway. Now the masculine part of them, the external, the man that they were living with, the relationship, either wasn't happy about the move, there was resistance from him, he was sad because you were moving, so you didn't really balance, but you left anyway. You said, I don't care what he thinks. I don't care what he says. So I'm going to get to Camila how we actually balance it. I'm going to show you how it could work. But I want to just kind of give you examples. I know it's deep. It is deep. You know what, y'all? You know how spirit works with me. You know that spirit just gave me this. Y'all know it. I'm just so thankful, that spirit could just continue to move through me as it moves through all of us. So I want you to know that that's why when you go somewhere else, so you made the move, but now you go somewhere, you're going, well, I want a relationship. Like, okay, I'll go back to my own situation. I'm riding with my husband today. I'm thinking about how great it is to be in North Carolina, the beautiful, the sun that shines, the beautiful trees, the nice place we live in, everything, the kind people. And I look at him and I think, but it wouldn't be the same without him. It wouldn't be as exciting without him. It wouldn't, because then I would get here and think, now I got to give me a man. So if you don't think the balance is important, then I'll be like, now I got all this. I got the beautiful place, the beautiful view, the beautiful atmosphere, the beautiful weather, the beautiful people. I don't have a beautiful spouse. I don't have a beautiful lover. I don't have a beautiful companion. It's important. It matters. And so I got that for real. Like I was like, wow, we're doing sacred relationship, and here I am understanding the sacred relationship. It wouldn't have been enough, I think, if I did it alone. I don't feel that. So Erica says, I didn't think about that. Although I wanted to leave Connecticut with a clear conscience, my soon-to-be ex is very supportive of my move. That is so wonderful. But see, you say he is very supportive, so that's a good thing. That's okay. Like you said, you didn't leave with a clear conscience, and I understand that. And so that's what we're going to work on today. Hopefully your conscience is much clearer, because he was supportive and is supportive, and that's a blessing. He knew that I was no longer happy there, so I appreciate his support. Absolutely. And Erica, I'm telling you, what you want is coming. What you need is coming. And this month in this group is going to help bring it in. I could feel it. So throughout these next 4 weeks, we are going to make sure that masculine and that feminine is so much. So again, first we said we had to recognize that they exist. So basically we said acknowledge that they exist. We had to understand the roles that they play. Let's go over the roles again. The role of the divine feminine is to have the idea. Even if it's in a male's body, even if it's a male is having it, if he says, I got a feeling, something is telling me that I need to move to Texas. That's divine feminine down. Now, the divine masculine in him says, well, let me call up places in Texas and see if there's employment. Let me see how much housing will cost. Let me see. Now, that's it. So now, in every choice that we make, especially major choices, we're always wanting to make sure. So now we understand we have to acknowledge, we have to understand it. And I forgot the last part, but I'll tell you, and this is how I think that we do it. I noticed that, this is the part, y'all, okay, get ready. So you're in this female body, because, you're in this female body, and You understand now that you acknowledge that there's a divine masculine and a divine feminine within. You understand that their roles is one has the intuitive nudging, the idea, the thought, the message that she hears, and the other makes sure the action happens. But remember that it's still all you. Even though I sound like I'm splitting it into two, even though it sounds like it's two different people, persons, or even entities, it's actually one. So let me explain how that happens. So let's say that then you get to the new place and you have the male with you, if that's what you want. There's still going to be times that in that relationship that he may have all the intuitive nudgings and you may have to follow. You may have to make the plans. You may have to get the moving truck. You may have to, but you're with this male. And, you may have to pay the bills for a while. You may have to pay the rent. Whatever that is, that's where I see women get tripped up. They think it's a role that I'm talking about. And they're not understanding why this man is not playing the role, or why can't they play their female role. It's not really a role. It's a transferring of responsibilities. It's a transferring of divine and masculine energy constantly. So you may have to go back into your masculine again to get certain things, even if you have a masculine person with you, and they may have to go into their feminine. I feel like a lot of relationships, we're talking about sacred and holy relationships. For those that don't know, December is about holy relationships. That's why I'm talking about relationships. I think that what happens is, because we don't understand the divine masculine and feminine, because we don't understand that those parts live in either both male and female, we don't understand that when things are not always leaning to our feminine side, or things are not always leaning to our masculine side, but they're fluctuating, that's where we start thinking, well, he's not a man, or he's not doing this, or he'll say, well, she's not a woman, she don't cook and clean. Those are roles. Even the role between you and your employer. I want to give you another example. We're talking about sacred and holy relationships. You believe that your employer is supposed to tell you what to do all of the time, and you're supposed to do it. But the fact is, that doesn't work for you, because sometimes you get mad because you think he doesn't know what he's doing, how he going to tell you what to do. But you have to go in understanding that I want you to look at work differently. I don't want you to look at work that this is your boss, and he's on a higher realm than you, and you're in this low place, and that everything he says, you have to listen to. You have to go in understanding that he needs you as much as you need him. Therefore, there is no higher and no lower. That's where I think relationships get messed up, is that we think that there's some role. So even in the employee-employer, we think that's a role too. We bought into that we're not supposed to say anything. We're supposed to cuss him out behind his back. We're never supposed to challenge him. It's not about challenging him. You know what to do when you go to work, so do it. And then allow him to fit in where you go, where you are. And then it's a beautiful dance, and it's not an easy dance, because most of us get it all wrong. You know, most of us want things to be a certain way, especially when it comes to male and female, when within us it's not even a certain way. So what am I really talking about today? I'm talking about fluctuations. Camila, you asked me, how do you balance it? You don't balance it. You allow it to fluctuate, and you go with the flow of what part of yourself needs to be most dominant at a particular time. And when you're able to do that with yourself, you're able to bring in relationships on an external level that you will allow to fluctuate as well. I'm going to pause right there. Ebony said, hey, Ebony, I work with you. I work with you, not for you. Exactly. I love it. Ebony, you got it. I work with you, not for you. And do you know how much pressure you take off the boss when you just come in with that vibration? You know what? Not even having to say it, just knowing that you actually make his or her life a lot easier, because they're not bossing you. They're working with you. They're asking you questions. They're understanding what you do. They're understanding why you do it. They're going to do other things now. The black woman, I tell you, the power that we have and that we don't know, because we think our power is in a role. The reason why we're not having those sacred relations with others, and a lot of us want loving relationships, relationship with another, you know, for us, the opposite sex, for many of us, the reason why we're not getting that is because we're saying, well, you're a man and you're supposed to, and I'm a woman, I'm supposed to. I'm saying, if that's not happening inside, if you're not always delving or relying on your divine feminine to get things done internally, why would that same role, why would that be happening externally? So it's ebb and flow. It's understanding that this changes. And I think just the understanding that it changes. You know, I mean, in so many ways, like I think about this idea of even my going through my transition with, when I was in California, I had a different role that I played. I had the role that I even played in my own relationship with my husband. And I felt like it was more of a divine feminine role. I mean, if I say overall, if I had to rate it, I would say in the first, we almost been married for a year, January would be a year. In the first year of my marriage with my husband, I think I played the divine feminine role. I had the ideas, but he did the work. He did the physical work. I created the idea, he did the physical work. I feel like it's interesting. Now we moved to the West Coast, from the West Coast to the East Coast. I feel like even the hair cutting, a little more masculine, you know, my energy to me just feels like I gotta get it done. I gotta make it happen. Like I gotta create, you know, I gotta bring in such and such money. Nobody said that. It's something in me that knows it has to be done. So it's a different kind of vibe, and I'm flowing with that. Now the old me wouldn't have understood that. I would have understood my part that I'm playing right now. I didn't say my role. I didn't say my role. I said my part that I'm playing right now. Now, ladies, let it sink in. It's not supposed to just make sense right away. It's a notion. You know what I want? Like, I think about this so much, and I was thinking about just all the new vibration, new vibe. I know what I want for us, not just for me. Like, I really want you to be happy. If being single makes you happy, that's great. If having a spouse or a husband or a lover, a good man make you happy, then that's what I want for you. If having a good job or if working for yourself, having your own business make you happy, then that's what I want for you. If being a meat eater or a vegetarian make you happy, then that's what I want for you. But I kind of feel like I know what you want because you tell me, and I know what makes you happy. And I realize for a lot of us, especially black women in our society, spiritual black women, what makes us happy, we don't really understand. We think we know what's going to make us happy. We think we know what should make us happy. But we're not really, if we are spiritual women, and we're talking about sacred and divine, holy relationships, we're talking about how do we relate. We got to understand the relating that is going on within us right here. We got to understand that when you got something good, it's going to change to something different. Still good, but different. We got to understand that no matter how well you map out your life, how well you wrote it all down and planned it, it's not going. It may happen for you the way you planned, but it's not going to stay. And that it's not unhappiness and change. It doesn't mean like, oh, you know, people say, well, you know, things change and, you know, they can always be good. I say it can always be good if when the change happens, you know which position you're going to play now. It's almost like a sports player and the position, they had to change the position of where they're playing. You're going to play it from a different place, in a different way, but it still could be fun and exciting. It still could be happy. What I don't want for you is that when you're experiencing change, you start seeing it as kind of like a failure, or it's a challenge, or something went wrong, or it's not the same anymore. And what you don't want the same. You're not going to stay the same, so therefore your life can't stay the same. Now, the only thing that I could say, Camila, to that question about balancing it is if you could be ahead of the change, if you can create the change. We talked about that a lot. How do you create the change? Well, I say you create change by expecting it. I say that you become very flexible in being able to play the roles of both the masculine and the feminine because it's within you. You know, I say that you keep a beautiful and happy attitude. Let me talk about something about sacred relationships, what I learned today. I got so many lessons today. So as I grow, I see, it's like when you move to another place, I don't just mean physically, I mean mentally, spiritually, right? Metaphysically, metaphorically. You have to leave the old way behind. It's like leave the old role you play behind. You have to leave the old ways behind. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel. Camila says, right, she got it. Okay, so thank you, Camila. So you have to leave the old ways behind. Let me tell you what I mean. When I'm here, so the experience, I mean, I don't know, white folks could be fake, whatever you're saying, but they seem here kind, friendly, loving, and very helpful. My experience here has been amazing and beautiful for the first 5 days and all the other times that I visit. I really like it here. I find I have to remember to speak to people that I don't know, because you know that New York is still in me, and to have real conversations. And when people ask you, how are you? Or you ask them, how are you? Fine, thank you. And how are you? Like, I mean, really talking to you. So you want to talk about relationships, I have to change from the New Yorker. I have to, don't talk to people that you don't know. You know, I have to change from the Californian that's still moving too fast to have genuine conversations. I have to be present and allow myself to have and build relationships just by a simple hi, how are you? And really wanting to know how the person is. Yes, wish I knew this stuff years ago. Better now than never. Oh, girl, this is the best time to know because you got wisdom, and that's a blessing. And those years that you think you didn't know, you'll get those back and more, because once you gain wisdom, you really do gain knowledge and you gain understanding. And understanding, I believe it adds years to your life, because you get it and you live life more fulfilling or fully. And when you're living life fully, to me, it's something happens. It reverses the aging process. You start meeting all the right people quickly. Everything you ever dreamt of, you get faster because now you get it. And so for me, like, I'm not judging a body by who they are, skin color. You good to me, I'm good to you. I don't want to have the hang-ups I had. I don't want to approach this life like I did the last one. I don't want to think the same way I used to think, have the same conversations I used to have, be the same, have even the same thoughts that I used to have. I'm building new relationships, so I have to bring in a new person in order to build a new relationship. How fitting is that to be in a new place? The universe put you in a new place, not because you wanted beautiful sunshine and trees, because the universe thought you wanted to be new. The universe thought you wanted to create and have a relationship with parts of yourself that you never got to express. See, certain places keep you in a certain mindset. So I'm gonna give you an example. So like I said, I'm happy, lucky, I'm just feeling good, I'm vibing with the people, I'm smiling because they're smiling at me, I'm talking to everybody, I'm having a great time, okay? And so today we get our internet put in. That's why I'm on, y'all, because I got internet. So we get our internet put in. It was a brother from Jersey, East Coast, and wonderful brother, but you know, like, just like, you know, white folks and you can't trust them, and you know, the Klan is out here. Okay, all that could be true. They smile in your face, but they fake. Well, I was in California. Ain't nobody faker than the actors. Ain't nobody faker than Hollywood. I can't, so hey, if you fake like that, well, I can't feel it. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. And they still, and you can't trust them. And you know what? And you can't be yourself here. If you're Afrocentric, he said, you gotta hide that. You know, what you talking about, fool? Because that would be better. You don't need to let people know who you are. I don't even have to tell you about the conversation. I'm telling you this to say, that's your experience. Don't let other people, you want to have a good relationship wherever you go? Don't judge your relationships by what other people's relationships are. Don't judge your possible new relationships by the relationship of somebody that you don't know, never met, don't know their circumstances, where they've been, how they think, how they was raised, how they was brought up, where they're going. You don't know them. So when you hear people talk negatively, you have to do something. I'll give you an example. My husband and I, we've been going into like different places. You know, you got to shop Target or we didn't go to Target yet, but we might. Ross, Marshalls, you know, little stores, home stores. And my husband wears this necklace around that he made. He's an artist. It's a fist, a black fist. And you know me, I look like an African no matter what. Do you know how many people here go, oh my God, I love your Africanness. Oh my God, I love your black power. You don't know what you're doing for us. I mean, every single store, every black person behind the cashier or that worked in the furniture store is sending us love. Hold on, it says, I've been hearing that too. I've been told not to stray too far outside of my area. I got you. And Tiffany says, Ashe. You know what? It's interesting. The people that, now this is the only person that said don't trust them, but he ain't even from here. But the rest of them is, you know, we have magic. We have magic, and this is, I'll give you an example. I'll tell you how magical it is. My husband, this is in California. This is people he knows. So he has a friend, one of his good friends, Anthony. And he says, and I always say, oh, how's his sister? Because I met her, and every time I meet her, I don't know, we vibe, y'all, like I really like her, right? Her name is Luanda. I said, so how Luanda? He says, I don't really know about Luanda. You know, even though I knew Anthony for 20 years and his sister and them, we and her not that close. And, you know, most of the wives, they didn't really get along with her and Anthony's wife, and they didn't get along with them because they funny style. Honey, both them women love me. He go, he says, I think it's something about you. So you have a vibrational frequency. See, I don't know what the other wives or the other women came in with. We're talking about relationships, so listen closely. I don't know if they took sea salt baths every day. I don't know if they sat in the sun. I don't know if they meditated. I don't know if they self-actualized. I don't know if they were eating healthy foods. I don't know. I know that when I come in a room, same people that everybody said don't like nobody seem to like me. Because I come with love. How are you? Nubia or Lisa Marie, this is Luanda. Luanda, oh my God, you're so pretty. Oh, how are you? How you do? Right away, they come to me. So I learned a long time ago that I'm not going to base on how somebody else feels about it. I'm talking about black folks on black folks. So I'm telling you that you have something that is beyond what anybody else could see with their two eyes. That what you have is here and it's lit up and people feel it and they don't even know why. So now we go, he also said that the black people in North Carolina, the ones that's born and raised here, the Southerners are backwards, they're not Afrocentric. That's interesting. Because all the people that said something to us were clearly and said it. We asked them, we're from North Carolina. This one chocolate sister said, you're giving me life. I feel great about myself just looking at y'all. Oh my God, let me see that fist. Oh, those earrings, girl, that hairstyle, girl. I never got so many compliments in in California or New York on my Afrocentricity. Is it? Yes, it's lit. It's lit, Candace, you got it. It's lit. That's the relationship you're developing. That's the vibrational frequency you're creating. I mean, why have spirituality if you can't overcome, you know, these little things like racism or prejudice? So I'm just saying, I ain't say religion. I said spirituality. I'm talking about real black girl magic. I'm talking about magic. I'm talking about working spells. Just by walking in the room, you don't work the spell. I want us to get that relationship down. Y'all, you know, that's why I'm doing the Blackberry Beauty, the mastery thing, the mastermind. I'm about getting you to the place that you need to go so that you can go anywhere you want to go. Because where you go, it's not physical first. That's how I started. It's spiritual. Your God, your goddess, your creator, your universe, it said, I got a place for you. I want you to get there, but you're going to have to drop that attitude, that fear, that anger, that prejudice, that jealousy, all of those preconceived notions, because you ain't going to take that with you over there, because you're not going to make it. But the young man that was talked about all complaints, he's struggling, he got baby mama drama, he's got bad credit, all this stuff. Okay, so who did that to you? It's a way. It's a way, and we know the way. And so what I want to do with this next month is really help us cultivate that goddess power. We're going to really focus on our sea salt baths. We're going to get back into our crystals. We're going to talk a lot more about our sea salt baths. And also, as many of you know, I'm doing the January life class training course, Blackberry Beauty Secrets, How to Glow from Head to Toe. That's why I'm starting the year out with that one. That's why I want us to get that shield, that protection, and that light. Because I tell you, the land we bought is from a white man. I own all the land. This place we live in, which is beautiful little town called Saxapaha, the same man that owned the land owns this whole town, basically. And they asked us for no credit check. No, baby, they just gave us the place, and that was it. Just like almost he financed the land. He didn't have to do that. So when people say things, I go, well, but that wasn't my experience. So where do I put that? Where do I put that? When you have that light that glows and shines, I'm not even talking about physical light. Because remember what I told you, it's all spiritual first. It's all internal first. When you have that way and you just open, so what I want you all to do, what I'd love for you all to do, is to start dropping some stuff from your belief system. Stop having those preconceived notions. Stop wanting to go somewhere mentally, physically, or spiritually, having better relationships when you get there, but not be willing to change. I want us by the end of the month to be so brand new that we have to get that new thing that we say that we want. That we'll have to get it. Thank you. Erica says, spiritual light, you got it. Camila says, you are such a blessing. Thank you, my sister. Thank you. Thank you. I got it today. I'm telling y'all, those trees be talking to me. I'm telling you, when me and my man drive down the road, like I said, we live in a little town, and it's the road. Like if you was driving at night, there ain't no lights, honey. There ain't no lights but yours. Your headlight is the light. But in the day, you can see all the trees. It's like something is just, it be just like, first of all, we drive, like if we think about putting on the radio, we don't. If we think about having a conversation, we don't. It's like we're having an inner conversation. It's like we're having a relationship with nature on our own. It puts us in a trance-like state. I said to you, I would think I'm not a great driver. I couldn't drive. My man was like, you sure you want to drive? Because this traffic is going one way and the other one coming the other way. And when them cars come by, I said, I never saw those cars come by. The ride was so tranquil and relaxing. It was almost like it elevated me. I felt like I was floating. That's the relationship we're going to cultivate. That's the goddess energy that we're going to cultivate so that we can elevate. And when you elevate everyone around you. I said to myself, I ain't got time for no white crackers. If you a white cracker and you don't like black folks, you don't come into my cipher. You are not the white people I'm going to meet. If you black and you don't like yourself, then I probably won't meet you either. Do you understand that we could live a life just like that is still all vibrational frequency? And that once we understand it, not just doing that work, we do the spiritual work, the sea salt bath, the drinking water, the working out, not just that, but understanding that we have to let go of the old person that still got those little things in her. And that's how we fly. So spiritual, yes, the trees do talk. Yes, Angela, they do. Candace says we rise. Yes, we do. Ladies, this is going to be the month for us. I'm very excited about it. But I also, again, I encourage you, whatever you got to do, if you can join that mastery group, I I guarantee you that if you stayed, I guarantee you stay 3 months, you're going to see a change. You stay 6 months, you're going to see a change. You stay 12 months, you change forever. There's a new way that I'm teaching because there's a new understanding that I have only because I got older and grown. I got more wisdom. But now that I'm outside of that environment, I have time to hear and hear spirit. So it's not, let me say this too, ladies. You know how we say, well, my intuitive nudging. Okay, how do I know which voice? How do I know which way to go? How do I know what to listen to inside of me that say go, not go, stay, stay? All these confusing, voices. How do I know? I understand why you asked that question. Most of us are in environments that's just so much going on that we don't understand that everything we want, everything we're supposed to know, it already exists. It's just that once we get rid of all that stuff we're carrying, they might not like me. I might be too dark, too light, too skinny, too tall, too dark, too here, too short, too long, too this. They may not like me. Once we get rid of that, and once we get rid of those people that tell us, don't go there, don't do that, don't hang out with people. Now, I'm not saying don't be cautious. I'm not saying be a fool. If you ride down the road and say, do not enter wrong way, don't go down there. That's the wrong way. You're going to get hit by a car, okay? You're going to get a car crash. You don't want that. But I mean, if somebody give you opinion, like my husband always say, or one of my teachers, he always say, consider the source. Consider the source. I know what we've done for the people that have met us here, and I know what people have done for us. And I know I could feel a relationship. I could feel when one is genuine. And I know that you can too. And if you can't feel it, we're going to get rid of that other stuff so you can. Yes, stay focused. Camila, that's it. That's it. We need to call this video, Stay Focused. And get in it, like we're going to do in the Mastery Group. We're going to get in it. Ebony says facts, exactly. So y'all, it's a joyful time. I wish I could invite everybody over so we can have a housewarming party. But you know what, when the land comes, you all will be coming. I'm going to get around more to the East Coast because I'm on it now. It's a blessing. I smile every day. There's not one complaint. Let me tell you why I never complain. First of all, I ain't find nothing to complain about. I'm not even just trying to stay positive. It's the truth. But I decided when I left that I was not going to ever compare where I am now to where I was, because that to me is blasphemous. Because you asked the Creator to move. You asked the Creator for something different. And the Creator brings it to you, and now we complain. I do not do it. But and it's interesting, because I don't do it, I have nothing to complain about. How many people can say that? I feel like I aged 100 years since I came down here in 5 days. I want to live. And I want to live a good and healthy, great life. And I want to have the best relationships that I've ever had in my life. And I want you to declare that right now, that today and for the rest of your life, you're going to have the best relationships that you have ever had in your life. Because relationships do make the world go round. Andrew says, I need to stay focused. You will, sweetie. Erica says, yes. Ebony says, come on, ready? Rocky, you're focused. That's right, like a mug. That's right. And y'all know, Ebony, you're so right. You like Angela. Did you say you need to stay focused? We know, girl, we see ya. We see you, and we like what we see. I'm not afraid. I'm not worried. But more than that, I'm optimistic, but it's not optimistic. I bring in what I want. You bring in what you want. How could anything out there? That's why I start off with saying, whatever's externally, whatever we're seeing outside, let's go back and fix it inside. So if we're seeing somebody feeling hateful or ugly or not being kind or sweet, then we fix that inside. The power to do that, never give that away. You can if you wanted to, but many of us do. Many of us do. there, laugh out loud. She says, I'm working. She's working on it. Candace says, so you shall, so we shall, so it is. And so it is, and so it is. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for y'all. I love this group so much. I couldn't wait to talk to you. And I'll tell you why I say that. The growth that we've had together, where we've been, where we've come from, where we are today, and more importantly, where we're going, it's like rapid motion. I just keep hearing Spirit, like if you want to know, Spirit just keeps saying, things are moving more quickly, so move more quickly. That's why I do 3-hour intensives instead of the 4 weeks anymore. It's like Spirit's like, look, you got it. Give it to them. Give it to them. And don't hold nothing back. Y'all coming. We all coming together. I hope, if nothing else, that I inspire you. I'm having a beautiful time. I said it on the live stream. I said, what a beautiful thing it is to wake up and look and see a new ceiling. And you can see that a new ceiling even in your old place if you want to. Because the minute you see something new, when you open your eyes, you created a new life. And that new life is waiting somewhere for you. And all you got to do is get to it. But you got to open your eyes and look up and say, I see a new ceiling. And it feels so good. Before I left California, I would lay in bed and look at the ceiling and go, I won't be looking at this ceiling anymore. I want to wake up to a new ceiling. You know, I saw something happening in California. I was like, I don't want to live and die this way. I don't want to just be average and okay. I want so much more. I'm ready to live a new life. I'm ready to go a new place. I'm ready to take new chances. And I'm here, so it's a beautiful thing. Give it to me, says Angela. Yes, I know I was missing my sisters. I'm attached like Mr. Goodson was attached to that girl. I know what you mean. And Candace says, boom. Yeah, girl. I think he's getting over it, though. I think he's working on it, but I get that. And you know what? I understand the missing the family, so let me say this. Get him, you know, invite him over. Bring him down. Go see him. You know, it's not, you have to do this because you don't know how many other people you're going to inspire, and they may need to do it too. But I'm not saying stay away from your people. I'm saying bring them down. Come see them. I know your family visited you not too long ago, Erica. Another thing, too, is when we start missing, I'm glad you brought that up because I want to tell you something. I want to give you a tip before we go. When you've changed and you've moved and now you start missing people, this is what I want you to do, because I miss my daughter, even though she's in college and she wasn't living with me anyway, and she'll be here in December. So I want you to know what I think that is. It's time to get that life that you really want. When you start missing somebody, I want you to ask yourself this question. Why did I come here again? Why did I relocate here again? What did I want from this experience? What did I expect to receive from this experience? Why did I come here again? Because that's what got you to leave the family that you missed and that you love so much. So if you can't remember those times when you're missing somebody, that's when you have to go back over the goals and remember why you made the switch, why you made the change. Because most likely you forgot, which means you're not moving towards what you want because you forgot what you want. You forgot why you're here. That helps me so much, you know. Now, I'm not saying like California, for me, you know, it's a little different. I already left my family in New York a long time ago. And so California wasn't where family was. My daughter's there, but she didn't live with me. She in college. Yes, I visit her once a month, but I'm not going to be able to do that now, but I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to see her when she comes. I talk to her more. I love her, but I know that I'm making a better life for her. Do you understand? I know that what I could have gave her in California was minuscule. I couldn't have gave her 18.5 acres of land. I couldn't have gave her a house with lots of room. I couldn't have gave it to her. So for me, you know, I know that I'm providing. Right now, we were in a 1-bedroom, now we're in a 2 with 2 bathrooms. So, you know, and paying half of what we were paying before. So I know that I'm making her life better. So figure out how, Erica, how you're making your family's life better by doing what you did and being where you are. And I'm going to keep y'all and keep sharing that. If you're feeling that loneliness and you're missing anybody, that's what this is for. Like, I want you to share that because I want to be able to send you that love because we can do this together. We can do this together. So I want to first see, do any of you have any questions? Because I'm hoping, if you do, I'm here to answer them. If you have any questions, just kind of like heads up of what's coming. So this is the Monday. So then we have our first Wednesday instructional upload. And then, of course, we'll have our Monday inspirational. And then we'll have a Wednesday. And then we'll have another live call, which will be right here. And what we're focusing on is letting go of those things that can't live where we are now. But I mean, I know I say that a lot to y'all, but I understand it more. Because I left a place, and I don't know what happened, but I just don't think that way anymore. I don't want to hold on to the rights that I believe it's like this and they are like that and people are like this, and so it don't fit here for me anymore. It just don't fit. So I will be here to help you and to assist. How timely. I'm so glad, Angela. Erica says, thanks, love. You are very, very welcome. Like, I love y'all. I'm so excited. So many great things are coming. What a fascinating adventure already. How do I say? I'm in awe of life, not just mine. I value life, not just mine. I love life, not just mine. And I don't know if I've ever understood that before. Like, I'm so happy to be alive, but I'm so happy you're alive. I am because you are, and you are because I am. And I've heard that African kind of proverb for so long, but I finally get it. And relationships, it's people that give us things. It's people that bring blessings. So if you're not cool with people, you ain't gonna be getting a lot of blessings. Think about your relationships tonight, and until we talk again on Wednesday. We got another one, so it's gonna be beautiful. I want to just kind of leave it on you. If you need to play the video back, play it back, but I'm feeling like we're gonna just leave it right there. That's what Spirit says. So I love you. Let's see. So Angela says, bliss. Yes, bliss, absolutely. Camille says, I find it hard to leave family and be by myself. And you know what? Then you don't have to. Because you're going to create other families, other places. But if you find it hard, then you'll be where you are, and that's okay. You'll change other parts of yourself first. I don't want us to hurt ourselves or force ourselves. When we're not ready, we're not ready. We're not ready maybe to move away from our family, but we may be ready to move away from a way of thinking, move away from a belief system, move away from a way of knowing. That's the movement. That's actually, it's not the physical movement. That only comes because you did all the inner work. So don't worry about that, Queen. That's no big deal at all. Tiffany says, this is off topic, but I wanted to know, do I cancel my automatic payments now, or do I wait until the payment come out this month? Yeah, I would say, and that comes out 12/14. Yes, because that would be your last payment. So yeah, after the payment comes out on the 14th, you can cancel. Yeah, that's right. Yes, baby, you can cancel after the 14th. So once the payment come out, you can go the next day, you can cancel. So that January 14th won't come out. That's exactly right. So you got it. Thank you, baby. Your joy is inspiring. I'm so glad, Camila, but I want to leave. But I want to, oh, well, great. Well, Camila, it still goes back to if you're uncomfortable with leaving, because that's only for, that's momentarily temporary, that feeling of uncomfortability or of fear. Do exactly what we said. That's what we're going to work on. We're going to let go of some other things that we feel more comfortable with. Because let me tell you, fear really just means I have a lack of confidence right now. Once you get your confidence up by letting go of little things, the bigger things become a lot easier because you've done some work and you've done some things and you saw you could do it. And so when you get to that part, it's like, it's already done. I done did the work to move. So I want you to know that if you didn't feel that, you wouldn't be a human being if you didn't feel fear. I worked on it, and I'll show you how to do it, and we're going to talk about that this month, so no worries. Erica says, Lisa is contagious. Love you, waking me. Yay, I love that, making me. Yay. Tiffany says, okay, Brianna joined back, and I love y'all. I love y'all. So y'all join me on the live stream. I got to keep the ladies up to date of what's going to go on and little specials and all that other good stuff. And so I'm going to take about a 15-minute break, drink a little bit of water. I'm only going to stay on for about 30 minutes on the next call. And yeah, and then I'll go back to my live streams every night again. So starting tonight, I'll be back on every night for December. And yeah, and I'll go over there because I'll be, if you could stay up a little later, just give me about 15 minutes and I'm going to go over there, talk about some of the things that's coming up on the website and some ideas and thoughts that I think you all will be interested in. And first conference call of the month, but not the last. I got stuff for y'all. Just take all this in and feel good about what's ahead. Because I'm going to be up in them trees the next time I come on the live stream, okay? So we could really hear the trees and we can really do some kind of ceremonies and rituals with live streaming with you all and Women Who Run with the Womb. So I'm looking forward to that. I love you. If you think of questions afterwards, just leave it under the video and I'll go back in and I'll be able to answer them as well. So I love you all with all my heart. This is Lisa Marie Goodson of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy. Ancient African wisdom for the modern sister. Peace and blessings.